Hey, I wanted to hop on today and talk about something really important. So, I got a quick question for you. Are you stuck or are you just uncomfortable? So, just in case you're coming across me for the first time, I'm Lupita V from Lupita V Coaching. I'm an executive performance coach, psychotherapist by trade, published author, inspirational speaker. Among other things, I'm also a mom to a successful entrepreneur. And I don't build empires, I build legacies. So if you're interested, links will be anywhere. I really want to get into the video today and what I want to talk about, which is, are you stuck or are you just uncomfortable? So I work with high achieving women, helping them get to the next level in their businesses, work, and within their romantic relationships. And what I come across all the time is people telling me that they're stuck. And what is really happening is that they're just uncomfortable. And let me explain. So let's say you got to show up differently. Maybe it's within the business or even in a relationship where you have to keep those standards and you have to hold that line, right? When you're ready to either walk away or when you're ready to make that new offer, or you're ready to show up on social media, or you're ready to make that connection. What happens is right before that happens, there's this feeling of discomfort because this is the first time that you've ever done something like this, or because you've never completed it, because you've never followed through with it. It is so uncomfortable that right at the moment when it is hardest, you stop. And you've done the group coaching, you've done virtual course and digital products and all that stuff. It has not helped. And even more podcasts. You think maybe this podcast is going to snap me out of it, or it's going to push me forward, or it motivates you. Your problem isn't motivation. Your problem isn't that you don't know enough. You know exactly what you have to do. I've not come across one woman that did not know what she had to do. The problem is, right when it gets hard, she doesn't keep going. And all of these things happen in her head. So it's either reasons. But let's be honest here, they are excuses, because every single time this happens, it keeps you from pushing forward. It keeps you from going through. So, and they're valid. They're really good reasons. They're really good excuses. Like, but if I do that, then what if XYZ happens? But if I show up like that, what if ABC? It's always a what if that comes with it, or a but. I need to trademark this. I tell this to my clients, like, leave the buts with the Kardashians and stop it there. No gatekeeping here, right? But right when it gets hard, right when it's time for you to move forward, is when your head tells you, is the loudest. And that's when you can't, that's when you don't show up. You don't show up for yourself. And it's easy for you to show up for your kids. It's easy for you to show up for even your clients. It's easy for you to show up for family members, even your partner. But when it's time for you to show up for you, when it's time for you to say no, when it's time for you to walk away, when it's time for you to hold that line that has to do with your standards, which I can probably tell you your standards are too low right now. But when it's time for you to hold that line around your standards, you do not push through. And the group coaching and that digital course, that virtual product that you bought, that little sheet or that workshop that you went to, that motivational event is not going to help you at that moment. How do I know? Because it hasn't. And because I've been there. And because I see this time and time again with clients. And it's so easy for me to see this pattern. As a psychotherapist, I help my clients like that. Because we're not practicing, I don't practice traditional therapy. And I'm not a regular coach. And being able to see this stuff, it disappears like that. And when I mean like that, I'm talking about like 2 weeks at the most. So when you're at that line and you're afraid to move forward, then you have that accountability to remind you of who the F you are. This isn't like, I don't hold up a mirror and say like, here, hey girl, look how ugly you look. No, it's the opposite. Of like, do you know who the F you are? Who are you forgetting that you are? Who are you forgetting of how much you accomplished and how far you've gotten? This is the very moment where you need to push forward, where you need to move through this. But that's the moment where they give up. That's the moment where it's hardest and they don't push through. And that's a very moment where they end up getting stuck or thinking that they're stuck in the loop, in the pattern, in the cycle, and it stays the same. And so they don't make more money. Their partner doesn't show up differently. Their family dynamic is still the same. Everything is the same. And for how many years? How long do you have to wait in order for you to allow it to be your turn? How long are you willing to stay in that vicious cycle? I help my clients with this. You want to stop getting stuck at that place and need help holding that line? You know how to reach me. You know what to do. I hope that this helped. And you don't have a problem with motivation. You already know what you got to do. That's not the problem. The problem is the pattern. Hope you recognize that and it helps you move forward. I'll talk to you soon.